to me
All
and
right.
do a redneck copy.
We are green.
Green. I can't wait to get. This is going to be our first podcast, Techno Tabernacle. AJ's going to be running all these things. He's going to be running the techno part of the tabernacle. And what we're going to try to do is invade into the lunchtime of Central America, is what we're going to do. And then we're also, what time is it in London? We're going to be,
It's like 6 o'clock.
yeah, y'all are just getting off work. That's a whole new crowd. We got on for just a minute the other day, and there were like 147 people jumped in the room, and we were literally just getting it so that we could obtain what was a dual camera.
Yeah.
We had to get a dual camera thing. So we ended up going on live for a minimum of 25 minutes. And when we got out of the room, we had answered a bunch of questions and what have you. But this is just us picking this thing up and this new equipment. And AJ is going to be able to run all the stuff in the background. And we're sort of doing this one to answer questions and to introduce ourselves to more of a podcast community out there. And we can take some of my best ticks and break those down and some of the biggest responses. So I see the future of this going down the road of probably my biggest ticks that we do, and then picking them apart, and then sort of when somebody answers and has like 3,000 comments in it, is hey, let's. If there's 3,000 people commented that, there must be tens of thousands of people that feel the exact same way. And that's one thing that we want to get everybody on the same page, because my wife, she's like going, you don't really watch the comments. She's right there, GG8 pack. And she was like, you don't really watch the comments that good. And I'm like, it's hard to stay on point. And what is that? Low battery. Is that this one?
Oh. It's the computer.
No,
Leave that alone.
I did.
It's the
All right.
computer charger.
This is awesome. There you go.
It's in that box. Okay.
It's hard for me to keep up with this new screen. What have we got? 350 likes.
It's likes. We got 15 people in here.
Yes. Because you know what? This is the first time we've even come on. We have such great success whenever we come on the scheduled lives, and this is completely unscheduled. So if you're on your lunch break,
we're trying to tap into a new crowd of people.
It is. And Brian Morse, he's got Godsend shirts. We are wearing the shirts, the trumpet shirts right here. And
awesome.
They are. And I mean, he did a great job and sent us a bunch of these things. And just us enjoying this time with y'all. And again, it's a whole new lunch crowd. I'm going to try to tap into it with my phone, and it'll allow me, I think, to follow this, what I want to do.
Yeah, we're good.
Oh, I'm a follower. Count me in, Mr. Happy. All right. You know what? This is going to be so cool, because now we're figuring out how to do more likes, more viewers. This year, 2025 is a Jubilee year. Yes, it is. You know what? That is so cool. And that's even my comment, man. I love it. And this is perfect. So if anybody's got any questions, we read a lot of the Dead Sea Scrolls, and people say, why weren't the Dead Sea Scrolls included in the Bible? And that's always a great topic for discussion. And there's Mr. Morris. I bet he only jumped in for just a minute. I'm a newbie in my walk. We are newbies in our walk because, everything that we're going to do, I'm reading these things out of the Bible, and you can ask any one of my followers, man. They're going to go, where'd you come up with that?
Let me know how that sounds, Mr. Morris.
Yeah, I said, if you knew anything, when I learned something, I say it right then. So all these cool things that I'm reading in the Bible is because I went deaf. And if you're a new follower of mine, this ear doesn't work, and this one only works a little bit. So I read all this stuff, and I'm just sitting there going, let me read this to you. And it's not that it's my vantage point on something or what I think. It's literally reading the thing straight out of the Bible, and that's what sort of you edit my work. What do you think when you read like the things in the Book of Jubilees, and you're like going, "Oh my gosh."
Well, it helps me because I get to listen to him talk through the audiobook, and then I read it, the printed out version at the same time. So I'm working, but I'm learning, and it helps me learn by reading and listening at the same time.
When you edited just those sentences together, how many times do you think you heard that sentence before you got it just right and edited the word clips together?
Probably five, six, seven times.
It's just crazy when you and when that sentence is a verse in one of the Dead Sea Scrolls. It's like, man, you should have seen me watching you learn that. I was like, ooh, dude, I mean, you're branding that into your head, and I did too. When I started reading the stuff, and then I put these books together, which are the learning and the study guides and what have you. Um, Put them together and started integrating the pictures into them, and it was just an amazing adventure to read each one of those verses time after time after time and over again. And it's just was super entertaining to read the Dead Sea Scrolls. And then the validity of the Dead Sea Scrolls is what I've really been chiming in on because, they were discovered and everybody in 1948, 46, when they were discovered, sent an archaeologist team, like their own little set of Indiana Jones, and they said, "Go find." They're uncovering caves and just lost treasures and these scriptures and the Bible and the Ark of the Covenant is going to be there, and that's really where all this stuff is and where those movies came from. And those dudes went there up from every country in the world, and they validated the fact that the Dead Sea Scrolls, the ones that we have available to us, were in a cave for 2,000 years and they were buried before the time of Jesus. And that is just, it's an amazing discovery that has been validated and re fortified by the most prestigious archaeologists in the world. And those fragments and those pieces are all where you can go see them in museums. And to know that Enoch 1 was in there, the Book of Jubilees was in there, and there was a bunch of books in there. But Genesis and Exodus, which I love this, Genesis is the beginning, and Exodus is the end. And they found Genesis, Exodus, Jubilees, and Enoch in about the same quantity in the Dead Sea Scrolls. So just know that they found 18 copies, full copies of Jubilees. I think it was the most. And like Genesis was 817, and they found fragments and pieces is what they did. But it's just odd that the church, and I don't have the pictures to load up, but the church considered those books to be enumerated amongst the other holy documents, but yet they're called apocryphal documents. And it says literally, remember me showing the slide last night? It was like, hey, they're to be enumerated, they're to be counted amongst the holy books. And especially since like every archaeologist team in the world went there and
Mhm.
said, yeah, yeah, wow. Yeah, y'all just found the book of Genesis. Gee, wow. And yeah, it reads exactly like the book of Genesis well, I have a copy of that in my hand, so we're not discovering much here, you know. And then the other ones, so what? So they put these here, and here's the Genesis, here's Exodus. I'll read it to you right here. And it was really cool that they decided to transcribe those and the years when they got transcribed. And when they did the first transcriptions of the Bible, we all got Bible. We all got it in from Latin. And it was called the Vulgar Latin, and that was what that old Bible that says this is the Vulgar Latin. And it was vulgar because they made the Bible available so that you would understand it and that you could read it for yourself. And they were like, "Go, dude, y'all gonna let the cat out of the bag." God, if Billy can read this, he's gonna know. And then that's when, soon as started people start knowing, that's when they said, "Hey, you know what? That don't really need to be here, man. They don't need to read about the fallen angels." Why? Well, because that dude right there, he is a fallen angel. He watch this guy over here. He's totally one of those guys, man. So
Yeah.
I all right, man. Y'all tell me what kind of questions. Let's jump in. Hey, Cap, how you doing? Been watching you forever. You're watching one of our first podcasts, me and AJ. He's able to run the show and moderate it, and I think it's really good that you moderate the crowd and all that stuff because hecklers will get in and they'll start, saying comments and what have you. And it's just I like people that are on, one my same page. But this is a crowd that we don't tap into. I normally spend a lot of my time building content and doing good TikToks and what have you. But we have just a message that we've got to push out. And AJ and Jonathan, he's right here with us, and we're starting to put together some of the the whole studio. It's really a lot more than you think because you never really had the right cable and those things. There's always one more cable that we had to go get. Dude, I share your stuff and love how you put it down and you speak the truth. You know the reason that I don't let people what's it called download a copy of it is because it is the clones go crazy with that stuff. And but you can just sort of swipe your screen and screen record it. And all of my stuff on my link tree, I just hope that y'all go download that stuff and print it off, save it, put it on your files, print it out, take it to your church, print that out, take pictures of it. All of the pictures that I put in there are from yada yada yada. They're from a dude named Dore, and they're over 150 years old. So, well, they're way over 100 years old, but they're just super old. So they're in the public, what's it called, the public domain, and so are the words, because like the Dead Sea Scrolls and all the words of the Bible and all that stuff are in the public domain. It's when people put their own commentary into a Bible, into one of the translations, when they add their commentary and their pictures and their references and the charts on the side and stuff like that, that's when they get to call it a version of the Bible that they can copyright. So, like King James made the Bible copy is a copyright Bible, and it's right in the front of this old Bible. It has a 150-year copyright from the king from King George. Yeah, yeah, it's really cool. It's a Apple King. But it's just an amazing. And that's why he did it. He was like going, okay, now if you want to own the Bible, I got a copyright on it. So I just thought that that was sort of lame of him. I also repost on my Facebook. You know what? I appreciate all of the Facebook help and God be with you with those people. I tell you what, posting on Facebook is like walking into Corinth. In the book of Corinthians, that they were a pretty tough group, man. And Facebook is, oh boy. I love learning from you. Jesus saved my life from a vicious addiction to now I'm clean. Thank you so much, Mr. Dad Bod. You must work out a lot and all that stuff. He's got a Dad Bod shirt on. You already had a hat or
This
something like that.
format
Well,
makes it a lot easier to read the comments with the black background.
Mr. Morris, I'm going to tell you what
They're looking at this one.
it does, and I hope that you know what it doesn't matter that there's not a big crowd. It matters that we're doing a good job and to manage the comments and to go through the threads. And you ought to see me, man. I'm reading the comments right here off of my phone, so they're right in front of the camera. If you see me looking down, and then that way I know right now, that the chaotic creator said, "Good afternoon, Cat." There you are. I just can't wait to interact with y'all more often, Matt, and all of y'all, because I love doing that. And I know, man, when I go on somebody's live, I want to be a part of it, and I want y'all to be a part of it. I want y'all to ask me questions, and I want to be able to
You
say,
see these pinned questions over here? They're not pinning on yours. So
ah.
Cap says, "Do you believe the Bible is metaphorically a metaphorical book or a literal book?"
No, it's both. It's literal in some of the things that literally happened, and metaphorical in the fact that, like David predicted the crucifixion, not predicted it. David was shown the same thing. Jacob, Moses, I don't know, Abraham. They were all shown the generations of men way deep into time. And I think what happened with David, I just want to explain a little bit about David because
Okay.
he saw all this thing and he knew that he was thinking, I got to be the king on Mount Zion, and it's going to be my son that needs to ride the mule through the Gion and through the Eastern Gate and all that stuff. And he just didn't get it. And I'm not saying, he's a Brontosaurus or whatever, but he didn't get it. He thought it was his son. And
Yeah.
he thought, hey, I should be the king on Zion. He actually says that in a couple of things about he is a priest in the order of Melchizedek and what have you. But it's the point that I was getting at with that was he in the 22nd Psalm wrote about the crucifixion, and he wrote, my God, why have thou forsaken me? For the dogs have encircled me, and they pierce my hands, and they pierce my feet. They cast lots for my cloak. And that means literally voting to see who's going to be the new king. And he wrote that 1,000 years before that ever happened. So is it metaphorical? Um, David saw it. Jacob saw it. And so the is consciousness being separated. That's a little deep. Um, what's that last thing say? Click on that thing where it says a journey. The Bible to me is it depends on what piece of it you're reading. Um, and I really mean that with everything. If you read the words that are in red, which are Jesus's words, that right there, and anything that's written by God, you can read that right there. Because God in the Holy Bible, in the book of Exodus, wrote the Ten Commandments with his finger. And then Jesus, which is God, said all the things in the Bible that are written in red.
Yeah.
So those things right there, you can sort of hang your hat on. And everything else was written by man. Moses was from the tribe of Levi, and Moses gets to say that he wrote Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy, the first five books of the Bible, the first five books of the Torah, and the first five books of the Quran. Basically the building blocks for all of the three major religions. And it's Moses wrote that. He also misdirected the people. He hit the rock of Horeb with a stick. And for doing that, God struck his brother Aaron. I hate to say that.
That's my name.
Yeah, no, he made him take his brother up on top of the mountain in front of the whole tribe, and he died right there in front of him, stripped his robes off of him, literally because he just hit the rock with a stick. And the where I'm going with that is Jesus told the Pharisees as they were crucifying him, Jesus told the Pharisees, Moses gave you the law, yet you seek to kill me. And he gave them the law that said, what? Thou shalt not kill.
God's law.
Right. Well, he's from the tribe of Levi, Moses is. And in the third book of the Bible, after God says, Thou shalt not kill, in the first, then the second book, then in the third book of the Bible, Leviticus, it gives you about 17 different reasons that they have that they can kill you for. And I just, I don't know, man. I mean, you should understand that some of this is God's law and some of this is written by man.
Yeah.
Like the Psalms are written by man. David, he's writing about the things that I saw, obviously writing about the crucifixion. He, he numbered Israel. That's what David did. That was it. That by him numbering all the people, he was like, "I'm going to count my forces and see what's going to happen here to know what I can overtake."
Hmm.
And even his right hand boy said, "Dude, man, God like count this.
Yeah.
You don't need to count your clan, bro." And that's what he did. He numbered Israel. And man, I mean to tell you, that's when the angel came and slaughtered all of them. Is the law described in the New Testament as the same in the commandments? The law described in the New Testament was asked by Jesus. The Pharisees asked Jesus, and they said, Which is the great commandment? And he said, That you should love your Father in heaven above with all thy heart and all thy soul and all thy mind. And the second commandment is like unto it, that you should love your neighbor as yourself. And upon these two commandments hang all the law and all the prophets. So he basically summarized the 10 commandments into two commandments, which were super simple, and said, love God and love your neighbor as yourself. And if you're busy doing that, you won't want to covet their wife, and you won't want to murder them, and you won't do any of those things. And if you love your neighbor as yourself, you won't want to do any of the 10 commandments. And that is the law. It's just when people started writing, if you do this, we can stone you, and if you do that, we can do this, and then so many extensions of the law that these dudes were called like lawyers. So nowadays we have lawyers, and truthfully, the very first law was the 10 Commandments and reduced down by Jesus Christ to two commandments.
Yeah.
So the law has been reiterated in the New Testament and simplified to the point of it's literally just all you got to do is love God and love your neighbor. And that's what the message that we're trying to get across. That's what the book of Jubilees puts out there.
Yeah.
And so, that's one of the first things when you read that first chapter and that first verse, what it say? That it was written by God and given to Moses so that he could teach men with it.
Yeah.
And ironically, they canonize books. The church does. They'll say we need to know who wrote it and is it good for teaching and what have you. And that's to make it a canon. And I mean, the Book of Jubilees tells you who wrote it and that it should be used for teaching. And it says he gave him the tables of stone and the commandments. And he gave him the book and the book of Jubilees and the commandments.
Yeah.
And I just find it ironic that the church has said, yeah, we need to just consider that an enumerated book, but just put it over there on the shelf. Y'all really don't need to read that. And it'll tell you, boy, it answered some questions for some people that think, hey, if Adam and Eve were the first man and woman, who did Cain sleep with? And my first thing your mom asked me,
Yeah.
and I was like, going, well, I'm not jumping on somebody's bandwagon where dude starts out with sleeping with his mama. And now that we read the book of Jude, I'm sorry. Oh, wow. It's a podcast. It's an embracing podcast. But the point of it is in the book of Jubilees, it tells who Cain and Abel's sisters are. The Awan and Asa or whatever. Sound like my granddaughter.
Laura says, so should we keep the Sabbath?
That is the whole book of Jubilees. It's about the Sabbath. Everything is a miracle because of the Sabbath. God, created the world, created all the things in 7 days and then rested on the Sabbath. So we have to honor the Sabbath. God did it. God did everything and rested on the seventh day, and you need to rest on your seventh day. You know, and the Sabbath is Saturday, but we are a society to where you simplify it. It says work 6 days and rest the seventh.
Mhm.
Okay, and so you need to pick this seventh day, and then I guess the next thing you do is consider what you do for work. We used to have a roofing thing going pretty good. And I as a merchant, I feel like I've sold everything for this one pearl because it's confidently says that God wrote it and gave it to Moses while he was on the mountain for 40 days and 40 nights.
4 5 Culture says, does the Book of Jubilee speak on the manna?
Um, you know what? I'm going to find that out. That's a great question. Screenshot that right there. Speak on the manna. And I saw this 13-month thing. That's what happened when they started following the Babylonian calendar. Um, and I'll find out. I don't think it does talk. When it says the book of Jubilees covers Genesis and Exodus, I don't think it talks about the manna and what have you, because it goes through Genesis and about half of Exodus. And it actually ends on a very good note about honoring the Sabbath is what was a big thing. Let me answer this question about 13 months. The Babylonian calendar had that type of months, and when the uh, Jews were conquered by the Babylonians, they adopted their calendar, which followed the moon and respected the lesser light. So by them having the Babylonians uh, using their calendar, they didn't use and they refused the Book of Jubilees. So that's exactly what. Thank you so much for that compliment. I certainly appreciate it. And this is new for us. This is a good opportunity for us to test this equipment. I hope y'all do like the format laid out. I saw somebody comment.
They enjoy it.
Really? Good deal.
Galame says, "Is it okay to pray at home or to go to church?"
You know what? I don't even go to church. So y'all are my church. And church is to me, anytime two or more gather in the name of the Lord, there he is in their midst. So you're in my church and there's two or more here. There's 78 people. And this is what I say do. But um, this is what I say do. It says go into your private most chamber and shut the door and get on your knees and pray. And it says that he knows what you're going to say before you say it. I also know that you should give him your first fruits. That's important. And what you call your first fruit is important because your first fruit is literally if you can, the minute that your eyes start to crack open and you gain consciousness, if you say, thank you, Jesus, I always do. And then I roll over, I put my foot down, I say, thank, I put the other foot down and say, you, and I stand up. And that's pretty much gets me to the cup of coffee mode, and then I walk into the shower, and that's my private most chamber, and I get on my knees and I pray in the shower every morning, and people ain't going, dude, you use up all the hot water, you know. My favorite. What else? I love this. You know what? I have to tell people that we got 77 people that have heard that I pray in the shower. It's like like a baptizing every day type thing. If I take a bath every day. Amen. I love the live stream and this podcast. It's I think when we can really target it, where this was yesterday, we went on for 25 minutes just to make the screens work.
Yeah, so we could be able to do this.
Yeah. And then now that we are able to do this, now we can watch the multiple screens. It just popped up on my phone today. So we're like, all right, let's go on and make it work. I don't even think what was the topic? Do we have a topic? It
Just
wasn't
the
important.
Techno Tabernacle podcast.
That is exactly right. We were just starting this out. But what I really want to do is I love following a guideline. I love following like the study guides. And I hope that the people that are on here, I know we normally draw a huge crowd in. And I think it's because they get to download the study guides and read along with us. Like show them some of the study guides, like what we did for the book of Enoch. And I think that if I take some of my biggest ticks, the ones that have like a million hits on them,
Mm.
and I start to break those down, but take some pictures of it and put them as a green screen back behind that. Yeah, I really love the fact that you're messing with the pictures now. I can talk, I can see what's happening, but see, because I'll be sitting there doing that right there.
Um, what am I pulling up here?
Oh, I just wanted to see if we had one of the lessons where that go up that way. Oh, that's it. I thought we had one of the lessons loaded up.
Oh man.
Yeah, right there. But it could be that you don't have it taken in that certain aspect. Didn't you have to take them at a really?
Yeah, I have to get it
You
in
had to
that
hold your
aspect.
camera and you had to stand on your head.
Yeah, it was a process.
It was. He had to push the camera button with his nose, and he had to stand on his head. It was hilarious.
We
So
did this today. We shipped out all the Bibles and T-shirts and bracelets that we've done over the past 2 weeks, and
that was a.
that was a mission.
You know what? First off, we had somebody donate to help mail all of that stuff off,
Yes, we
and I
did.
want to thank
Randy. You are
Randy,
awesome.
thank you so much. And she donated, almost nailed it on the head
It was almost perfect.
to what it took to mail off how many? 14 Bibles.
14 Bibles, like 5 shirts, 3 bracelets, and a scroll.
Yeah. Yeah, it was, man. That was wow, that was super cool. And we're trying Rosebud Gar. I certainly appreciate that. You know what you say? I read the guy's name wrong. I called him Barabbas, and he was
Yeah,
beer run guy.
it was something like
I
that.
thought well, he
It
was like
wasn't
beer.
Barabbas, but I like Barabbas, so I
I
like
like
that
Barabbas
better.
better, man. You know, you got to keep your brain in the zone. So if I give y'all all biblically oriented names, it's just because they're all run together. And then I'm from Georgia, so I'm allowed to mispronounce words. And I do. I always miss your live. Well, you didn't miss this. That's why Jenny, we came on for a whole new crowd, and we're on here just for you now. And to my wife, she wants to get into like a lunch crowd, and it's a UK crowd for after work. And you know that's right around my target time. But I've just got so much to say.
Oh, is this Jenny talking about missing the lives you're talking about?
Yeah,
So we have everything going to YouTube, Jenny. If you miss a live or a lesson, it will be a video and audio book on YouTube
oh,
from now on.
yeah, because see, if I were reading like from a lesson, AJ's going to chop the lesson up so that it's just the reading. So instead of watching the 2 hour, hey, look, a squirrel, and I running down every rabbit hole and answering questions, you can watch the 9 minute chapter being read and then watch the next one, which is 12 minutes, and just go by chapter by chapter. And those are the audio books. Do you got where you can show the audio books where you put them on YouTube?
Yeah.
And that's a lot of work because you can click on the main thing and it'll say play all. And
Yeah, and you can
and,
just
and then
listen
you can
to
just
it
like play all of
on the way to work or
them. And
whatever you're doing.
how many we got now? Five, maybe four or five.
I think 4, and I'm editing more. We're gonna catch up to where we're at in the lessons so that each week you can go, and if you miss one, you can catch up and stay
And it's
up
Thursday,
to
right?
date. Today is, yes.
Yeah. So we're the Acts of Nicodemus and the Acts of Pilate tonight.
Yep.
Ooh.
So here's YouTube right here. Um, I,
Ooh, I like it.
I got to the landscapes. Yeah.
This bless Michelle. I've seen that name before. Thank you so much. I see these names in there now. I can see them on my phone, and if you see me looking down, it's because I'm looking at my phone. But now I can see the screen so much better, and I know you're up there, and then I'm going to get it where Jonathan can make my phone go up here. But one thing that I found about this is like even if I wanted to
Can
go
you
into
stay
my
there?
pictures, which I have, like I can show you my old pictures. I can show you. And I get it. I'm going to figure out how to do that. We'll turn the lights out and all that. But I can literally pull up
Here,
pictures on my phone
let's it out. Let's try it out. See if that works.
like this right here. I love showing this old Jerusalem.
That's a great photo.
That right there, that's the tomb of David. And I know it may be reversed. You see where it says tomb of David? And that's where Herod's palace, and it says tomb of David right there above the right there.
Right there.
Yeah. Anyway, now I can show you pictures on my phone, and we're trying things. And when I make an announcement and we have a little study guide, then we can all learn this together. And I just can't wait to do it.
Yeah, it's gonna be exciting.
Yeah. Oh, I happened to click right on your comment. Bless Michelle. Thank you so much. And she got her friends telling her friends, we need that, man. We need y'all because, like I said, people help us out and we certainly need it. What was one of the other people? They said they had a credit at the shipping store.
Yeah,
Who was that? And they donated that. And they was like going, hey, man, I got some mail credit down here because we're mailing these Bibles out. And I think that's cool. And those are the ones that we gave away. And you mailed some T-shirts out and all that stuff too, didn't you?
yeah, we did a bunch. We were at the post office for almost 2 hours, packaging and labeling and then shipping them out.
you got a media rate on that, wasn't it? It's like five, it's a fixed rate. Like
Everything that was, yeah, all the Bibles went media rate.
the reason I'm just asking, what did they do for the scrolls? Did you say this is media rate? Is it book rate on that?
No, that had to go drown shipping. But it is a book.
It is a
It is a
book.
book.
It's rolled up into a roll, but speaking in tongues should no more be controversy. You speaking holy. I don't know, man. I went to this one church, one of the first churches I went to, and the preacher. I remember when I invited Jill to go to the church. She said, "Oh, that's perfect." Oh, Jonathan, here, make that go on there. And we went into this church, and I'm not saying we, but like dude in front, man, he'd say, "All right, it's time to talk in tongues." And I told Jill, I said, "You know what? When we go in this place, I said, there's this little piece of it. You know, it's like going to a concert. It was amazing, and the music and all that stuff, dude, it was just amazing." But on cue, bro, they would jump right out there and start talking in tongues. All of them, all of them, all of them. Oh, there I can see my comments right now. So I don't know. I don't. I think you're supposed to have an interpreter and all that stuff. I sort of questioned it. Um, I I do think that it is a thing. I think it's a real thing. I remember I was watching God, what was that movie? The Apostle Paul. And it was the end of the movie, man. And right when they chopped his head off at the end of the movie, I'm sorry, will that get me cut off there?
Yeah.
Um, whenever they did that to him at the end of the movie, uh, the first people to welcome him into heaven were the same people that he had uh, unalived. And this one little girl, and he woke him up all through his nights of sleep. I want to be a plot twist, but she was the first one to offer him into heaven. And I just, man, I lost my crap. And I stood up and said something. You know, everyone in the theater had no idea. Well, I was saying I didn't have a good response. I didn't know what to say.
Yeah.
I freaked out, and I just I don't know what came out of my mouth. It wasn't a long sentence, probably just some blurb or something. But that racked my little dumb brain, is what it did. I was like, "Ah, God, the last thing I was expecting to happen, you know." But that was the Apostle Paul. That movie gravitated me. The opening scene scared the crap out of me. Shows the Roman candles. We coming up on the 4th of July. You know that what a Roman candle is sitting with the fire. That was
Yeah.
Christians in
Yeah.
Rome, man. That was Nero, buddy, and he lit those Roman candles were Christians back in the day, lighting up Rome. Hey, thank you, GG8 Pack. You gave me a hat and glasses. You little cowboy. That's my cowgirl right there, GG8 Pack. And she wants to get into this lunch crowd. We had like 100 and something people in the room when we came on for 25 minutes. And I think some of the scenes that we get to play, like when we read Enoch
Mm.
or we read the Book of Jubilees, and I put these sketches and the artwork that I put with it is pretty graphic. So it sort of, it it it's sort of scary and it's gravitating. People love that. They love the visual of, oh my gosh, is that a minotaur? And you're like going, well, I am reading the section where the fallen angels uh hooked up with like the beast of the earth, and it's basically talking about that stuff and defiled all of mankind and started to devour them and then started to do all kinds of things to everything on the planet. And I don't know,
Yeah,
man.
it can be kind of difficult to build a picture in your mind with certain stories. So when you show pictures that go with it, it helps learn. I'm a visual learner, so it helps me, and I know other people are.
That Bible's full of pictures. When I put those study guides together, there'll be 12, 13 verses, and I'll put a picture about every 5 or 6 verses
Mm.
from a sketch. That dude, Dore, I don't have his books in here. He did thousands of sketches, maybe hundreds Um, but there, gosh, you can say Abraham sacrificing Isaac, and you can pull up three or four different wood etchings. That God did all these wood etches or whatever, and they made these plates and printed these things. Since you don't under, I won't be able to follow you since you don't understand the Bible. I understand it quite well. What piece is it that you don't understand so well, and maybe I can help you about that?
Murdoch, go ahead and write your question, and we'll get it answered for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I actually do read the Bible quite well, and I read the words that are in red, and those that are spoken by Jesus, and those that are spoken by God.
Mm.
So just know that those are the ones that I read, and I certainly uh, appreciate that. I have a lot of people say, "Hey, I'm follow the Lord and closer to the Lord." Uh, the way you explain the things in the Bible. So understand that I read things of all contexts.
Christina's asking, would you recommend getting the Book of Enoch, or should Christians stay away from it?
Well, I can tell you what, the every continent on this planet, when the Dead Sea Scrolls were found, sent a representative to verify the authenticity of those documents. So the Book of Enoch 1 was in the Dead Sea Scrolls, and so was the Book of Jubilees. And the Book of Enoch 1, not 2, 3, 4, and 5, and all the hogwash about Noah and his glowing and all the crap, that's all junk. It was made to disturb it. In the cave of the Dead Sea Scrolls, that all of the archaeologists around the world verified the authenticity of, Enoch 1 is there. And in the back of any Bible that lists the Apocrypha, it says by the church that it is to be enumerated amongst the other holy books of the Bible.
Mhm.
So this is Enoch 1 and the book of Jubilees. Now, Enoch 1 is Genesis 6:4 on steroids. It's just a super big version of that. And that's all that it speaks about. So just know that. You got to be careful about these people put out the other books of Enoch. And it's because nobody wants to sell you 35 pages. It's almost be like a pamphlet. That's why it's free. You can go to my link tree right there and download the whole book of Enoch 1. And that's the only thing I'd tell you. You can read right into Enoch 2 and go, man, this is a bunch of junk right here. And you can tell it's written from a different period. So thank you for that question. Um, what else have we got?
Mr. Morris, Daniel was instructed to go thy way, saying it would be sealed.
Yeah, Daniel 12:9. He's heard me say that 100 times. Daniel 12:9. Go thy way, Daniel, for the words are closed up and sealed until the time of the end. And it says many will be made white and purified, and some will understand, but the wicked they will not understand. So I get it, man. There's a lot of people that don't and won't understand. And it's not, when Jesus went to go cast out demons, they said that there were many. He went into the crowd, there were 7,000 people, and he said that he cast out demons and that there were many demons. And that means more than half. So, in Jesus's day, he walks up to 7,000 people, and out of 7,000 people that he's there to feed and all, many had demons. So that's a hard math.
Murdoch, thank you for following us
How
on
many pages?
YouTube. You're awesome. Thank you so much. We really appreciate that.
I love you too, man. Enoch 1 has 35 pages. There's nothing to it. It's literally Genesis 6:4 expanded. The and it's when they start talking about parables and all that stuff and Noah, it's junk. So you can go to my page and look up Enoch 1 PDF, Dead Sea Scroll translations, and you'll see 35 little scrawny pages. And that's why people can't really sell it good because they're like going, oh, this is the mystical book of Enoch that tells when people, have snakes and it. Junk. But the archaeologists of the world, the real Indiana Jones from all over the world, the richest people in the world, the Biltmores and the Vanderbilts and all of the Carnegies, they all funded their own little Indiana Jones guy. And they all went there. And I have a friend who challenges the words of the Bible saying that man has misrepresented God's word. Yeah, I like word.
She asked, what could I say to him to confirm God's red words were not misinterpreted?
what can I say to him? Saying that God's red words. I love the way he said God's red words. They are. Were not misinterpreted by men. You know, if it's written in red, those are the words of Jesus Christ. And you need to just go by them. That's the ones that I go by. I go by the Ten Commandments. I go by the Dead Sea Scrolls as for authenticity. And I go by the Book of Jubilees because it says that God wrote the Book of Jubilees. And it says that he wrote it and gave it to Moses to teach man with. So, and so I love that. They sure did. What can I say to them? Confirming the red words are not, they're not misinterpreted whatsoever. They're very clear too. You know, a lot of people say this, that no man understood what he said. It's it's because they didn't understand the Bible. They didn't know what he was saying when he was on the cross and he said, my God, why have thou forsaken me?"
Mhm.
They pretty much didn't know that he was quoting the 22nd Psalm.
Mhm.
So it just that's what we got there.
Murdoch says, "We are blind. Can you please read more of these books on video for us?"
You know what, Murdoch? Thank you so much for saying we are blind. Let me read you uh where is it in Luke? Isaiah 61 is what Jesus read when he went into the temple. And then it tells about that in the book of Luke. And I don't know what verse it is. Somebody looks it up and then AJ will look it up in this Bible right here. But Jesus changed one of the sentences and it's about the blind. And they had given him the Isaiah scroll to read. And Jesus, he rolls it to the piece and goes, and he starts blurting out the chapter 61 of Isaiah. And it says, blah, 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 he gets to about the fourth sentence. And instead of saying, I'm going to open the prisons, he says, I'm going to open the eyes of the blind. And nobody, even the dude that gave him the scroll, man, said nobody caught that he changed a line. And nobody caught that Jesus changed that line. It's in the book of Luke. And I just think that that's amazing. And he knew right then, you said you wanted your eyes open because we're blind. Those dudes were blind back then. And it's just amazing that you would say that. Murdoch, you're my new best friend, man. I mean, no kidding, because we are blind, and that's what he came to fix was the blind. What's the trip was is that he went and released the prisons and those that were locked away in hell in the first resurrection. And that's why he reserved that line. Because he said, I came to open the eyes of the blind. And then he went into Hades and locked away the devil for the 1,000 years.
Mhm.
And I think that was super cool. But you know, you get a lot of controversy with that, man. You know, people just don't want to. It's not learn a new method. It's uh, just they haven't read it for themselves. They hear the story, and I think that's one thing that differs. Is I always show the writing and the scripture behind it.
Let's I'm gonna pull up these t-shirts and let's tell everyone where we got our shirts from.
Oh yeah, man, Mr. Morris, show that thing. Godsend is it Godsend T-shirts?
Godsend t-shirts.
I'm going to show one of our pictures right here.
So if you go to his page, go to his link tree.
Yeah, it's that top one right there. That.
Comment if you guys can see this and you're following
Yeah,
along.
tell us how we're doing, man. And then
Let me know if you guys can see this. And then you can pick which shirt you want. There's this shirt.
yeah, there you go. And now actually,
There's that shirt. And then there's which I have this shirt on.
he's got
This is
that
the
on.
shirt
It's
I
18
have on.
bucks. You can say that.
And then the shirt Greg has is this one.
I like this one best because you know it says Greg. It's literally. You will receive a new name, Greg.
But yeah, if you guys want a shirt, go check those out and be
You,
really cool.
you know what? We could ask him one of them hard questions.
Ooh, so we do want to try something new, and we're gonna ask some difficult Bible questions to you
I got
guys.
one. Let's just ask one and give away a shirt. You want to do it?
Yeah, let's give away. I got a shirt right here.
You got it hanging right behind it. All right, get that thing so I can see what we're doing. And here's the trick: is going to be the first person that pops up. Greg's. I like this one.
What? No, mine is better.
This one is it. Greg's. Greg's is the better one. I know. I'm with you. I'm with you. Driftwood working. Oh, he's got my thing right there. Oh, it's so cool to me. Murdoch, beautiful. God, he's so good. I love all these things, man. Jesus, Scott Johnson. You capitalize that. You do it. I always do that. I always make sure that I capitalize Jesus and God. It's the little attentions that I pay to that. I sure do.
Scott said, "Did you just say he already locked up the devil for 1,000 years?"
I did. Jesus Christ did that. And he sure did.
Frankly, Lisa ordered hers yesterday.
Oh,
Let's
right. Yeah.
go.
You know what? Brian, he said that some of those were. But I explain that all the time. Scott, yeah, he did. He locked them up in Revelation 20.
So you're gonna give this shirt away? We're
Yeah,
gonna
we're going to ask you a question. Here's what's going to happen. And the first person to answer the question and it pop up on the screen, please don't AI it. But the first person that can answer this question and it
Bibles
pop up,
only.
yeah. The first person that can answer it and we see it pop up right there, we're going to track you down and your daily inspiration, right? You're going to show them how to contact you.
Yeah.
This one was hard. I thought this was hard.
So the first person to answer this question will get the T-shirt, the red one.
Uh-huh.
All right. You guys ready?
First one. Do I get the count?
All right.
I know the answer.
You know the answer?
I'm going to go first.
Mute his mic. All right. Who was exempt from Joseph's law in which a fifth of food produced belonged to Pharaoh? Who was exempt from Joseph's law in which a fifth of food produced belonged to Pharaoh?
Who was exempt from that?
Who is it?
Who is it? Let's see it.
First person. I'm looking at the chat.
That's hard, man. I thought that was hard, and I literally digging that hole the other day, man. Joseph down there in Egypt.
I don't
I don't know.
know.
We're gonna get that. No, no, no. It is hard. Nobody Google it now. It is a hard one. Because I was digging on this, man. No, it wasn't.
Oh
No, it's not it.
that's not it.
It's not it. Close. He was
Close.
the dude that was getting the money. Pharaoh was the dude getting.
Getting closer.
Joseph was the dude that made that happen. So, um,
We'll do another one.
his
We'll give a book
father.
away
No,
next.
this is a good one.
Huh?
Moses.
This is a tough one.
Is it get one dude exempt from the law? Y'all are going to trip out when you hear the answer to this. It is Jacob. No, his kids. No. Oh, I'm so glad nobody's AI in this because they would have got it. Y'all would have got it. Nobody do it, man, because this is going to keep y'all guessing. And tell them that. Oh, we can't. I was going to say I put it up on there. Read your question again. Who was
All
exempt?
right. Who was exempt from Joseph's law in which a fifth of food
Make it scroll.
produced belonged to Pharaoh?
Make it where it scrolls fresh. Let me see. Can't cheat.
No cheating. Bible's only.
It is. It's going to be hard. No, it's not. Oh, whoa. Tammy, I think might have got it.
Tammy?
No. Oh, it is. There, Lord got it. Boom. Laura nailed it, man. The Pharisees was close. I was on that. Laura, you got it, man. The priest. So let's lay this out in old Georgia boy. The first tax exempt organization was a 501(c)(3) by the church. That's what happens. You don't got to pay your taxes because you got a jet airplane. That's why you don't have to pay your taxes.
The verse where you can find this answer is Genesis 47:26.
That's right.
And
that's going to be in the book of Jubilees. That's why I was digging into it. I remember writing that when I was putting the pictures in. Mm-hmm. And Jacob, that was his boys, man. Joseph, he implemented that on the Hebrew people. Remember, he was acting like he was Pharaoh's right-hand man, and he was like, I've got these dudes. And then what he did was he didn't trade them seeds. so they could grow their own stuff. He jerked them all into slavery by trading them. Go read those verses right there. When is it? In Genesis what?
47:26.
Go read that in Genesis, man. And he traded them bread for their souls. And that was the part that got me. He traded them bread for their souls. And first, he traded it for their land and their animals. And once he acquired all of their things, and when I say for their souls, I guess it was in an indebtedness, then he gave them the seeds and said, now you can grow whatever you want to and be a multi billionaire seed grower and make more seeds and more seeds and more seeds, but you have to give me a fifth of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then we just found out, I forgot about this part. And he goes, and my boys, the priest,
Exempt.
I know he just hit you. I know he's got a little whipping thing. We're going to talk to him about that, man. But he's not paying taxes. He's got a jet he's got to pay for.
Mm-hmm.
He's got one of them big old jet. Jet. You ever seen that Copeland dude start talking about his plane? Like, what a freak show. He would have scared me. Oh, I guess I can't say things like that. My wife will run there and go, "Oh, stop it." I was in a production grade 5. And coat of many colors. You know what? I was like, "Oh, really? Lord, thank you so much. I love that flag. It's awesome, Scott Johnson. Can you tell us, did we really land on the moon for 100 points? No. If they did, they left the cameraman off. Whenever they took off from the moon, they totally left the cameraman. Like the dude that watched them take off, like, Billy's still on the moon. You saw Billy, right? Man, he got that closing shot. You didn't know, man. That was a sacrificial thing. I know we didn't have the robot arm, so much for Billy. I know, and when you look back on it, I went to video production school, and this was back when they literally invented green screen. I remember I was in the second part of Star Wars, and they had the Ewoks were dancing in the trees. That was when they invented green screen. This is 83, 84, something like that, maybe, and maybe 85. And
There's a notepad.
I was learning that green screen thing, and they I can see crappy video. Like now, I go back and look at that Star Wars stuff and go, "Oh my gosh!" You can almost see the model of this starship. You can see the glue on the model. And now you go look at the 1960s version of "I Went to the Moon," and when the dude doing the spacewalk, and he's totally being hanged by a cable, man, and like in some warehouse somewhere. That's the funniest thing in the world. And then for them to talk on the phone, "Oh, Mr. President, could you turn around and look behind you? There's a picture of the spacecraft on the moon right there, taken from the moon. I know we didn't get to send it to you yet. You haven't even seen a picture from the moon yet, but somehow you have." How'd you get my camera? The president's talking to him, and the moon is behind them.
They want some more trivia questions.
Why? I don't have any. I did a more trivia question.
When we find a hard one, we'll do another giveaway for a Bible.
I do. I got another one.
Laura, comment what size T-shirt you want, please, so we can get that for you.
Mm-hmm. Some of those are not so hard. Oh, I say not so hard. But my wife, do you want to know?
Yeah, they want to do a couple more questions. Medium, awesome.
Hit those top one right there. Those are hard. They were hard to me.
Well, yeah, this should be an easy one. What did the Israelites call the bread they received from God in the wilderness?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That's why it's got
That's
hard
a
written
good
next to
one.
it.
Yeah, man.
Manna, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, read the hard one.
Here's the hard one. Who replaced Judas as the 12th apostle?
Mm-mm. Let's see who makes that pop up.
Who replaced Judas as the 12th apostle?
Ooh, that will do.
Wow,
That'll do.
Laura, you better be using your Bible.
Oh, it's yeah.
Matthias. Matthias is the answer.
That is.
Acts 1:26.
So Laura got it again.
She got it again.
Well, then give her a double XL and it'd be like two shirts.
She can make two shirts out of
There, it's like
it.
that. That's how we put it together. It's a package deal. You know what? I love the fact that we've got just 53 people in this room because this is y'all are on the ground floor of walking with us on podcast. You remember when can I say something in between this?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They I love doing the question. But remember when Gideon was going to go fight the Midianites and he had to fight these people and they laid over the desert like sands of the sea, like crickets. And he told God, he was like, "Go, man, I only got like 20,000 people, and these I need some help."
Yeah.
And God said, "Yeah, you do. And what your first thing you're gonna have to do is get rid of a bunch of these people, because if I'm gonna pull this off, I'm gonna do it in such a way that it's gonna say God did it, not give you as many people as them, and maybe you think it's you." He goes, "So turn around and tell everybody that don't want to be here to go home." And he turned around and told all the people and said, "If y'all don't want to be here, go home." So he goes, and half the people go home, and he had 10,000 people left over. And God said, "Go down to the river and to the creek and let them take a drink. And the ones that don't drink like a dog and bow and pull the water to their mouth and keep their eye on the target, those are the ones you're going to proceed with." And only 300 of those dudes drank like that. And he goes, that's how we're going to do this. So the fact that there's 70 people in this room and we know that this is getting ready to just multiply into a big thing, because we've got a great story, and it's not that we're teaching you some, hey, this is my rendition of the Bible, or this is my version of it or something like that. Man, I'm letting y'all read this for yourself.
Mm.
I'm just reading it for you. And getting it out to these generations is really what we want to do. So I'm glad that y'all are here with us on the ground floor of this, and all the people that are helping and participating. It's been something that we just bought into. I found that pearl, and me and my family, we're gonna do this together.
Right.
Asking the questions,
All right.
hard ones. That's all I looked at. Ooh, yeah, that's a go.
This one?
Yep,
All right.
I'll set you up with some more.
According to the book of Revelation, how many pearly gates are there? According to the book of Revelation, how many pearly gates are there?
That's the hard one.
Boom, we got it in there.
Yeah, you know what?
The answer is 12. 12 pearly gates.
Hit that one.
This one?
Yeah,
Ooh.
they'll get that one. They're not going to get that. It's going to be hard to get.
All right. Which tribe of Israel did Moses belong to? Which tribe of Israel did Moses belong to?
Ooh, that's a good one. No,
No.
no, no,
Uh-oh.
no. I know.
That
Thank you, Mr.
sure
Morris.
is.
No, it's not Judah. No, love it, love it, love it. Because, yeah, I was going to, Laura knew it. And I was going to say, and they wrote the third book of the Bible.
Here we go. So you
And then
got
read that one right there.
this one.
Mhm.
All right, we got another one.
That one's hard.
Oh, wow. No cheating. How many souls were saved on the day of Pentecost? How many souls were saved on the day of Pentecost? Wow. Okay.
Good job, Scott. He beat that.
Scott Johnson was ready for that one. 3,000 souls were saved on the day of Pentecost.
Here, try to get that one.
3,000.
That was a lot, man.
That was a good one. You got that one.
Ooh.
All right. Behold, this child is set for the fall and rising again of many in Israel.
Ooh.
Who said this? Behold, this child is set for the fall and rising again of many in Israel.
Oh my gosh,
Who said
man.
that?
Bro.
Kaylin, thank you. We love you too.
Did she get it?
Nope. Should have
I
said
was about to say, because now this is at John the Baptist beheading. Uh,
Scott Johnson is on it.
he
Sorry.
did it. That's the same one that was at the beheading of at Jesus' trial when we read that in the Acts of Pilate.
Oh yeah.
Remember, that was one of the names. That one right there is going to be hard to get.
This
Boy.
one.
Yeah.
Ooh. All right, we got another one. I'm not a bot. Which city was Saul baptized in? Which city was Saul baptized in? Which city was Saul baptized in?
That was just in the news, man. That city was just in the news.
I don't see it. Which city was Saul baptized in?
I told you that would be a hard one. Oh man, no.
Frankly, Lisa. There we go.
Oh,
Frankly,
did she get
Lisa.
it?
She got it. There's a
Oh,
question mark, but she got it.
oh, she's gonna have a question mark next to that one right there, bro. I don't.
Damascus.
I didn't know that was Damascus, but wasn't that
Damascus.
just in the news? It got destroyed, and
Hmm.
somebody said it's being destroyed currently or something. Yeah, that was gonna hurt.
Wow, this is a
I
tough
mean,
one.
I didn't even know that. Do you know this?
Difficult necklace. Yeah.
Arlo doesn't know this.
What was the name of King Saul's wife?
Bam, that one hurts.
What was the name of King Saul's wife?
Nobody's gonna be rolling this off. Somebody who's doing it.
Yeah, I have
Those
no
are
idea.
bot answers.
I hate serious. Did he know? Cute dog. Oh. What was the name of King Saul's wife?
Whoa. Oh no, Hagar was close, man. No.
This is
I
tough.
like it.
This is a tough one.
Which one? Oh, I guess.
Which one?
Both of them. Name both of them. You get extra points for that.
She just watched the movie. Yes. Laura, you are right again. I don't
Whoa!
even know how to pronounce that.
I didn't mean
I
that.
know him. I know him.
Okay, bless you. I thought you sneezed.
Yeah, I don't even
Here.
know how to say that.
Yeah. All right, that one.
This one.
That was hard. You tell me what y'all are doing.
Hello from New York City, NYS, I believe.
New York City, y'all do
NYS.
trivia. These are all good questions
These
to
aren't
know.
hard questions.
Uh-oh. They are. That one was hard.
All right. Before his death, Isaac wanted to give his blessings to which son? Before his death, Isaac wanted to give his blessings to which son?
Which one does he want to give it to? Belgium here. Thank you so much, man. That Newfoundland. Oh, y'all just got off work, didn't you? What time is it over there? Is it like 5 or 6 o'clock in there? Esau. Yeah.
Sorry, Randy.
Scott Johnson. You rock that. He did. He wanted to give it to Esau, but he ended up getting tricked by Jacob, which ends up struggling with God, and they named him that Israel.
Oh, I'm not looking. Did they give us the answer? Yeah, Esau, yeah.
Yeah, he nailed it. See all that.
Mm. Which of King David's sons got his hair caught in a tree when riding a mule? Which of King David's sons got his hair caught in a tree when riding a mule?
And suspended between heaven and earth. And if I be lifted up, I will draw all men unto me. And then he was pierced in the side. And then he was said, whatever you do, make sure nothing happens to. Oh yeah, you know what? I think Mike he spelled absolute, and I think it's auto corrected him. I think Mike got it, man. Yeah, I think Mike got you. He
Mike
did.
Jones,
It's
yeah.
absolute. Right, you know, absolutely right. You were
Siri got
absolutely.
him. These are really good questions.
Well, you know what?
Tough question. What was the second plague of Egypt?
Okay.
What was the second plague of Egypt? Second plague of Egypt. For hogs, Scott Johnson, he's on it.
They are. You know what, man? I tell you.
Give us easy ones. GG wants some easy ones.
Okay.
Here we go.
Oh, no, no. Listen, that's a good one. You read that easy one. That's a perfect one. That's a perfect easy medium.
Who did God ask to lead the Israelites into the promised land after Moses died?
Yeah, read those easy ones.
Who did God ask to lead the Israelites into the promised land after Moses died?
Joshua.
Joshua, Kelly C.
Where
Easy
you going,
one.
Arlo? Oh, it's in my head.
Joshua.
Arlo, where you going? Dad, I'm not going nowhere. You just don't pay no attention to me, Dad. Easy.
What is the first sentence in the Lord's Prayer? Okay.
Hey, Ron.
What is the first sentence in the Lord's Prayer? If you can type this out, you got to type it all out. My Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
Did I get it?
Yep.
That's a speed reader right there. And then you talk into the microphone and talk like
Yeah.
that.
That's those
I
fast
can't even
typers.
think that fast.
According to the Bible, what is the root of all evil? You should get this quick.
This is easy.
What is the root of all evil? Can't type that fast. Money, yep. The love of money.
You nailed that one.
The love
Amber,
of
you got
money.
it too. All right, Gigi 8 pack. My wife's in there getting these things. Money, Gigi, are we doing a good thing? Are you loving it? We got some people in here and just a little bit of traffic, but you know what? I love this, man. These are the few chosen.
Which town did Jesus perform his miracle? His first miracle, sorry. Which town did Jesus perform his first miracle? Jesus' first miracle, which town?
Ooh.
Yeah, we got it in this one.
Wedding. That was the wedding.
Cana of
Cana.
Galilee.
Cana, yeah.
Cana of
Extra credit.
Galilee.
Who was the caterer?
Ooh, good job.
Who's the caterer? I'm thinking it was like Mary, because they're the ones that yeah, Thomas, that was in the chosen. It showed Thomas and but like his mama, Mary, I'm sorry, not Mary, his mama Mary was there. And she's the one that sort of said, "Hey, bro, man." He's like, it's like, yeah, mama. And she's like, "Go out of wine, man. These dudes are going to go off. They're going to lose it."
All right, this would be a quick one. How much was Judas paid to betray Jesus?
That's not an easy one.
How much was Judas paid to betray Jesus? Randy got it.
Yeah, and Randy, tell me, since you got that quick, what how much did he pay David pay for the threshing floor? And it's in two different books of the Bible where he paid, and one he paid gold and one he paid silver. But didn't he pay like 30 pieces for that too? Um, sort of little the threshing floor.
That was a good one. She hasn't answered yet.
Mm.
She's thinking.
I did not. I don't know. I don't know for exact. I think it's 30, but that number you'll see that number pop up again. That's a very significant thing. If you paid the price for that price, it's something else. Oh,
All right. What animal did God use to speak to Balaam?
God, no, this
What animal did God use to speak to Balaam?
this
Mr. Moore, Scott, Mr. Moore.
yes, donkey.
That's right, donkey.
Here, read this one. The answer is bureau. Bus.
What was the name of the person the crowd demanded to be released instead of Jesus? What was the name of the person the crowd demanded to be released instead of Jesus?
Well, there goes Barabbas. You know what? I bet a bunch of people got spell
Right.
checked on that. Yeah. What I call that guy? Beer Run Bus. I
Yes.
called him Barabbas because I don't know. That's what Beer Run Bus looks like when you run all the words together like your screen name. And AJ was like, I like that better.
I like Barabbas better. You interpreted that. Great. All right. What book comes after Daniel?
Mm.
What book comes after Daniel?
I want you to sneak a hard one in there next.
Sneak hard one. Gigi got that one.
Did she? Oh man, you know what? She taught the Bible so much, man, back in the day. That one. Read that hard.
This one?
Yeah, the hard one. It's a hard one.
All right, we got a hard one. Who said this? Your old men shall dream dreams, your young men shall see visions. Who said this? Your old men shall dream dreams, your young men shall see visions. I remember you saying this. Saying this to me a few weeks ago.
Yeah. You had a dream. You remember you came up and you were like,
Yeah.
I had a dream. And I went, oh. What was it? You'll be on the radio. All right.
Who said this? Your old men shall dream dreams, your young men shall see visions. I don't see it. Yeah, I don't see it.
That was hard, man. Starts with a J.
See if they got it over
Jeremiah, no. Joel, there you go. GG8 pack, got it.
Gigi,
My wife. I love
Joel,
it. You stay in there, GG8 pack. All
Joel
right,
said that.
listen. Ask him this easy one. And then if anybody gets that old one right there, that hard one right there,
Oh, wow.
if anybody gets that, you should give them a shirt.
Yeah, we'll
If
give him
you
a
get
Bible.
this and you don't look it up and you answer that question and you're the first one, then you need to give them a shirt because you need a shirt.
We'll give away something for
Yeah.
that.
And make sure the neck around it is big so to go over their head because that's going to be super smart. It is. It's not even going to go over your head. We have a special shirt made for you if you're that smart.
All right, first question. Who gave his life to destroy a Philistine temple? Who gave his life to destroy a Philistine temple?
I would do it. I would do it. I would.
Yeah, Samson.
Sure.
Samson gave his life.
I did. Samuel.
We're gonna make
Samuel.
these
He was
hard
the.
ones.
Now this is a hard one. Now this
Ooh.
is the T-shirt shirt. Y'all need to sharpen your pencil in your brain. Watch out with that.
All
That's just.
right.
It's no way. There's no way. And we're not even gonna say we're gonna have to end the show with.
All right.
It's so hard.
This is a tough one.
I don't even know it now. I've read it 3 times and I still don't
Yeah.
remember it. That's how hard it is.
This is tough. This is really tough. All right. What was the name of the lame man who ate at King David's table? What was the name of the lame man who ate at King David's table?
Say that.
Oh, that's serious.
Jeez, man. Wow, man. This is so hard. I didn't even know he had a dinner party. What do you wear?
Oh,
What was he wearing?
what was the name of the lame man who ate at King David's table?
Just didn't know. It's not Lazarus, Philip. No, it's not Justin Peaceful. I love that. Scott Johnson, you got some good guesses. Right there.
Oh,
Patriot Girl got it.
what was the first one?
Patriot Girl.
Patriot Girl.
Wow.
Mephibosheth.
Man, Patriot Girl. Oh, she's one of my subscribers.
Really?
Yeah, man, she's got that easy E right there.
She is.
Patriot Girl.
Yeah, if you guys can, please subscribe. It helps us get this out to more people.
Yeah, I know. And this is our first. Y'all are part of our first like podcast lunch, Techno Tabernacle type, whatever it is. We're just trying to talk more because we've got so much more content, but we're literally stretching the legs on the equipment. Show them what you do with the web page and where the things like the audio books and what have you, if they want to go back and watch some of those lessons, because you did a lot of work on that for the last 3 days.
Yeah, we've been getting the YouTube page going and put together and organized for you guys. So if you do miss a live or a lesson, you can go back and either listen to it on your way to work or you can sit down and watch the video of the live.
But you cut all the nonsense out of it. You can have the extended version of Greg getting lost down every rabbit hole that I do and showing you my camera roll from, Scotland or wherever it is. Or you can have the where I actually read the text and it's like 9 minutes long. Or
You
the,
guys see that?
is that where y'all can see the screen?
You guys see that? We got the audiobooks.
Thank y'all for helping us practice. We're literally just starting this rectangle format. And see, that tells you the audio books and what have you. And yeah, I'm out. Bless Michelle, I'm so sorry. Leave. Oh, bless Michelle. Come on back.
Cut it out.
That's cool.
Thank you guys. I've been following you for a year now. Franklin Dixon.
I certainly appreciate that, man.
That is awesome.
We've been on, somebody asked me how long I've been, and following into learning about Jesus and all. And I answered, I was like going, yeah, it was like 4 years ago and COVID and blah, blah, blah. And my wife was like, man, it was like 8 years ago when you walked me.
David Quinton. Good evening, Gregory and friends. London sending blessings.
I love
All the way to
London.
London.
I went all the way up the British Museum, man, of art. Gosh, go in there and take some pictures for me, and then go live with me when you go there, and me and you'll go live, and you go, I'm in the London Museum. I want you to walk over to that Nebuchadnezzar and all the stuff from Babylon and out of the city of Tyre and Nineveh and all that stuff. If you go in there, David, I will go. You go live with me, and AJ will make it hook up, and we'll go into. I'll show you. I went through it, and I have my pictures too. But you can walk up and see where Nebuchadnezzar or whatever, they're holding the bag and the pine cone and the
Yeah, you just showed me that.
it's a trip, man. Patriot Girl, there she is, sending heart. I certainly appreciate that. Heart me. I feel bad. I really need to study. No, you don't. Bless Michelle. You are sitting here eating bread, breaking bread with us. And the thing is, when you get test questions wrong, I went to this contractor school, and they were pretty much saying you can't fail. And everyone that you go to, where they give you the credit hours and all that stuff, they basically tell you you're not going to fail the test. Um, but when I took my test up there, the lady explained to me my method of learning is finding out the ones that you didn't know and focusing on those and letting me tell you the right answer to the questions that you didn't know. And that helped me so much because she was right. There was only like 4 questions that I didn't know, and it greatly affected the score of the test. And she said, it's more important that I help you study these 4 questions. And it's almost like when Jesus said, I'm going after that one sheep. And, let's focus on the 4 questions that you don't know and not let me see if I can give you a bad grade. You can listen to it all over again and hope you get those 4 questions right this time, which is basically the mentality that we live in. And I'm not like that, man. I want you to read this with me. I want you to go, man, like that light bulb just turned on for me. And light bulbs and these things start making sense to me as I develop and grow in this. And y'all's questions, y'all send me down the best rabbit holes in the world. Thank you so much. And I can only tell you that, like, even answering these questions and these things, you'll hear 30 coins of silver or something. You go, man, that's what Jesus traded for Jesus. And then you're like, "Ooh, ooh," and you'll da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and the little Twilight Zone music start playing in your head. You're like going, "Oh, man, now I know what the trumpet feels like because I actually heard that scripture again." So, thank you so much for, putting up with whatever disease I have in my brain that makes it jump all over the place. It's like a record from this album, you know? It's like the Sugar Hill Gang, except somebody keeps hitting the record. And all of a sudden it's like hit, Papa, don't stop. Just I do the whole thing. I used to.
I love your studies. I really do learn so much on here. Bless Michelle. Thank you.
I love y'all too, man. You know, when I start answering trivia questions are, you know, just super cool. When people have questions about the Bible, and it was like we were talking to somebody about Revelations 20 and about, you know, he that ascended is he first that descended into the lower parts of the earth. And Revelation 20 talks about that. And then when you show the relevance of Matthew 27, when the bodies got out of the graves in Jerusalem and
Mm.
walked through the city streets, that just freaks everybody out. And it says it's the first resurrection. And, you know, it's just that just a lot of people, you know, or my wife, she thought that she goes, oh, we have to all, you know, be beheaded or be offered to beheaded. And I went, the beheaded witness from Christ or is John the Baptist. And, that's right whenever Jesus went into the ground, and we read all of that stuff. And I don't try to be conflicted. I try to read it and say, you see where it says the people affected by the first resurrection are not affected by the second death, and it's just a different period. But I love your studies. I really do learn so much. Thank you so much, Bless Michelle. And thank y'all for being in the room. There's my Gigi. I do too, also. She's wanting me to do more of the New Testament, and I love that. The New Testament is where you really find rest, and you can find the word rest. And Jesus, he provides that for me. You know, all the thinking I do and the say pray, and I ask the Lord, "What can I do for you?" And I always say, "Dear Lord, what can I do for you today?" And to please let me see this world through your eyes, and let me speak to this world with your word, and let me hug this world and transfer your love into the other people. And I just love living like that, and I want to teach my children that. And the biggest thing that I want to teach them is the truth about the Bible. And you can read in the Bible that, like, even when Noah put the animals on the ark, Gigi brought this up to me the other day. And she goes, how many animals were of the unclean beast put on the ark? And I went, two, two each. And what is that? Is that good? Well, it might be that one. But she said, how many animals were on the unclean beast on the ark? And that was his.
Yeah.
And it was two. And we always learned that it was two that got on the ark, but there were seven each of the clean beast. Did y'all know that in the comments right there? Seven each of the clean beast, and the sinful animals were two each. I know. I know. That's why I want to like tell the story of. It says it right there, and just.
Oh,
But
somebody just give that out some subscriptions. Who was that?
oh man, thank you so
Mr.
much.
Morris.
Oh, Mr. Morris, you're amazing,
You are
man.
awesome.
Show him the shirts. He's the guy with the shirts, man.
Please
He is the guy. This
go to
one.
his
This is cool.
TikTok page, click on the link tree,
And choose this one.
and go to the Godsend t-shirts and get you a t-shirt. Go get a t-shirt. Support us, spread it around the world, and we get more people in here.
I know. You know, I want to be able to tell the story to my grandchildren, which, you know, that speckles all kinds of age. I watch the stuff that's on the camera and the TV in there that these kids watch, the Miss Rachel stuff and all. And you know, I love the way she puts the words and all that stuff together. I think it just introduces a lot of other things into their life that I don't necessarily seem to, I don't know, I guess appreciate. Um, some sort of weird things when you look at these kids' shows. And I would really like to have a version of the Bible. My kids all my grandkids love my voice. Whenever I go talk to like David or Ava
They
and all,
do.
I walk in, man, they just go,
They miss it.
Granddad.
They go, "Oh,
Yeah, they do. So I want to do like a kid's version of the Bible. And, with the way we got AI now and all, and you say, hey, man, can you show seven animals? So you go in what they are. I want to be able to tell it in its correct form. And I want to be able to print the words out in the Bible, and I want to point out all these things for people. And we thank you, Laura, and I thank you so much, man. It's because I'm deaf. You ever put your fingers in your ears and you went, "Do I sound like that?" Well, when you're deaf or when you hear like I do, you have to make that work for you. So I had to sort of fix it, and it ended up not really telling what's coming out of my mouth. But I thank Jesus for that every time. And I do. I thank him and for making me deaf because it caused me to read everything intently, and it increased my comprehension just literally off the chain.
mhm.
So you know, I love the introduction of this, and to start this process, we're getting better and better. We're learning how to flip and put the pictures in so that we can have a couple of different things. My TikToks, the lessons and the study guides, which I love doing, and AJ being able to post this to the YouTubes. We certainly appreciate all of
Yeah.
y'all's help, and anybody that contributes and what have you. We use those things to buy these Bibles and to mail those Bibles out, and Mr. Morris was gracious enough to give us a bunch of T-shirts.
Thank you, Randy, and thank you, Gigi. Gigi sent away some subscription.
Oh man, that's certainly, when we get certain subscriptions, you can send them out. And Randy, she sent us enough to help mail out those 14 Bibles, and we
Yeah, thank
appreciate
you,
that.
Randy.
And man, Mr. Morris, he's been a big help all the way through this thing, especially with the T-shirts. And I told him honestly, I thought $18 was cheap. Is that one of the cheapest shirts that you've?
Yeah, I mean, for it's a good quality shirt. It's not. It's great. It's awesome material. It fits
No,
good.
it's
The
a
size. The size fits true.
Yeah, it's a good shirt. And he's making these things. And the reason that he sent me a box full is because something happened and it had this were they the minorest little flaw?
Yeah, it was
And
some
he
of
wouldn't
the
let it go,
detail.
man. He
Yeah,
was like going, bro. And I was like going, you can send them to me, man. My wife wears all my stuff for night shirts, or we'll go sign one right there on that flaw, and then you won't be able to see it or nothing. But, I love y'all for helping us, let us exercise this. We always tell each other, hey, let's go mess this up.
yeah.
And this was the first time. And I always say, hey, let's go mess this up. And, the, you know, I come from a roofer, and I I have some pretty colorful language. It's hard for me to walk into a religious setting and be the trumpet
Yeah.
when really I'm Greg, and I used to be a roofer. And boy, I mean to tell you, um, it's you have to really keep that on your mind. And I think that if we spend our life and our time keeping those types of things on our mind and prepping for the Sabbath and the respect of the word and the respect of the Sabbath that it's due, that's a big deal, man. We should, it says work 6 days and rest the seventh, so let's do that. If your seventh day is Wednesday and that's when you get off, that's fine, man. But what do you call work now? And what is work? So, what do you do for a living may just give you the opportunity to, uh, gosh, reach out to somebody. You may be a doctor, and you just saved an angel. It says be aware that you entertain angels and unaware
Yeah.
that you do. And you just never know how you need to use your job. And you get every opportunity in the world to tell somebody a cool new fact. And that's what I want to um, be caught dead doing. I want to tell people these new facts and these new things that I'm learning about the Bible. And we all learned some things today on answering those questions, and it's those
Yeah, those
little
are good
things.
questions.
You'll answer that, and you'll think about that each every day. You'll think about, hey, you know what? That made a difference there. Well, I certainly appreciate everything that y'all do. And if y'all, we're going to go make some more content. I've got some more books that I've got to read, the audio books of it. And then we've got the lesson tonight is at 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock tonight. It's going
Eight
to be
o'clock
live.
live, and then we'll have you can go download the study guide and what have you, and we'll be talking about the Acts of Pilate, and I think that's Beer Run Bus is beer. I think Beer Run Bus is coming up in that one right there.
Barabbas.
It is Beer Run Bus.
Well, thank you guys so much. Please check out our YouTube page and just follow us on YouTube.
I want you to.
Help us a lot.
It would. And the following us on YouTube is a great thing because all of my content is there. The link tree is on this and the YouTube.
Yes.
You've got them both places, right?
Yeah.
So you can go there, and as you read them, you can download the study guide and read right along with us, no matter if you're on YouTube or TikTok. So share that with your friends. And
Susie, we are 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time Zone.
oh,
Eastern Time Zone, 8 o'clock.
if you download off anything off my link tree, it tells me when you put a email address in there.
Mm,
And what do we have? Like 1,500 email addresses.
yeah, it was a lot of emails.
So I'm going to get Jonathan. Jonathan, come around
Come say hello.
here. Yeah. We're going to get him a t-shirt too. He's helping us with all of our tech stuff. So Jonathan's getting ready. We're going to give him this big Excel sheet with this list, and we're going to give it to him and say, hey, send them a newsletter.
Yeah.
And we just want to start this type of communication and get it going because we think this is going to be a great thing. And we're going to focus this now that we know how to work the equipment. We've got it where we can pack it up, put it in the hard cases, and we want to visit places and become closer to you and visit your places. So, even if we walk into a coffee shop or something like that and have a podcast there, we want to try to go to where we can interact with the people and I can bring those maps and I can bring my Bibles and we can bring this equipment, which is not really that much now that we've got it figured out.
Yeah.
You got a laptop, a couple of microphones, and these headsets, and Jonathan's got it where it goes all in this one kit. So we totally can come to a town like where you're at. And if we have that type of help from y'all, we can come right into your town and set something up. We would love to. If you have a friend that has a business that wants to start, be one of our first people because we're on the ground floor of this and we want to be working with the people that are on the ground floor with us. And we certainly appreciate that. So I don't know how to shut it off from here. So
I will shut it
I
off.
certainly appreciate y'all all following along. Go print the study guide off for tonight. And when we start doing these over and over again, we're going to have more of a format to follow.
Yeah.
And we're just literally exercising our legs with the equipment. And we're going to have more of a format to follow. And it's going to be, I think it's going to be like our biggest ticks.
Yeah.
You know,
Common questions.
well, there's like some that have like 6 or 7,000 comments.
Yeah.
Likes on a comment, and you're like going, man, if that many people feel that way, we should at least address those comments straight up. So thank you so much, Randy and Gigi and Chloe and all for all the gifts. Bless Michelle, Laura. Thank you so much. Is that the same one? Is that the ace right there? Laura, she's the one that was answering all the stuff.
Yeah, that's
Oh, wait, where's that flag from? What's her?
Canada? I think that's Canada.
Is it in Canada, Laura?
Canadian flag.
Patriot girl. Asher joined. Asher, get in here. You joined the room. You're in with us. We saw you. Stand up here in front of the crowd. Tell us what.
Canada, Newfoundland.
Asher, questions for you. Asher, you in here? Say yeah. Give me a thumbs up. I saw you come into the room in the back door right here. Who gave his life to destroy a Philistine temple? Now, Asher, I saw you just walk in there. Everybody else in the room knows it. I saw you walk in here, and I want you to know who gave his life to destroy the Philistine temple. Yeah, long hair. Long hair. Asher, I want to see you. Boom.
Where's Asher?
Come on, boy.
Where's
You better
Asher?
get it. You lady. You lady. Diane, bless Michelle, everybody. Oh, come on. I'm just trying to get participation, man. You
Yeah.
know that people are quiet, and that's Samson. They put it right up there. And Sean, thank you so much, man. I'd rather just tell it to you the way I sort of reading it and let you read it for yourself. So that's going to be how our MO and on that. So, and Laura, man, I knew Laura got it. Are you going live tonight? Yeah, absolutely, man. We're just practicing because we're going to decide whether we're using this format or my old format, but I think this is going to be our podcast format. And I
Yeah.
think my lessons, I'm so good at doing them with the vertical format that we're going to do all of my lessons like we normally do. So tonight, yeah, it's 8 o'clock on Thursday night, and it's going to be the actual pilot. And that study guide, to go download that. That's pretty cool. I think Beer Run Bus is in this one.
Yes.
Yeah, I said Barabbas, Beer Run Bus.
Ah,
And
that's
I
the
love you.
eyes.
I want to see if Beer Run Bus comes into that one. If he does, man, I'm relabeling him. The story of Samson is so sad. I know, man, and I think like when the Holy Spirit came upon him, you think about those people. It had to be a giant because he carried the gates of Gaza, and they're big, they're big, man, and so he carried them like up a hill. But like Goliath,
They all like this format. Mr. Morris says you can see the graphics better in the other. Oh, in the other format, you can see the graphics better. Okay.
yeah, 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 and that's what I think because I put the pictures behind me, and I'm used to just moving out of the way. And it really is because you zoom into that page, and the page is in portrait. And I think what we're going to be trying to do here is green screen
Yeah.
things. And this will be instead of this studio being in here, we'll be able to flash onto a green screen in landscape and sit
Now
here
I
in front of the
think
document.
I think if you guys are watching, take your cell phone and you normally watch it like this, turn it sideways and see if that does anything.
Yeah,
See if that
we're
works.
trying this because you can upload this then to
No,
YouTube. Doesn't do anything.
no.
No.
Oh, we got a yes. Your phone might be locked. The screen tilt might be locked.
Does it turn sideways and get into?
Gigi said yes.
All
Okay.
right, so it looks okay when you
Gigi,
turn your
come
phone
show
sideways.
us. Come show us what it looks like.
Yeah. Show me. Yes, it
Yes,
works.
yes. Okay.
Okay, so that fills up the screen better. Throw a green screen thing in there.
Okay.
Let me see this.
Landscape. Let's see how this works. Keep it sideways, and we're going to try
Do one of
something.
those pictures you fix, and then we'll do that with the study lessons tonight.
Yeah, let's see how this works. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa.
Push that little square and then you'll see what happens.
Okay, there's a little square on the screen that will.
Oh, that's cool.
Ooh,
And then the
nice.
comments are to the right.
I'll show you guys what we're looking at here in a second.
Oh, I love that. Arlo loves it too. Dad, I love it. Give me that danger. Come here.
I can't
Come
catch
here.
you.
It's so mean
Not
to
going in
me.
the
Yeah,
camera.
when you guys press that little square, it looks. Oh, I got the green screen on. Yeah.
Ba, 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 da, 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 da.
He's smart.
I like it. Right.
I love it. Not popping up on this.
Come here, boy. Come here. Come here. Nice.
You sweat.
Thank you, Gigi.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you for letting us see this from now. There's like 17. I don't even know what to look at now. Yes, the square. I know. You know what? So y'all want to do this tonight? And then I can put the lesson in there. And you know what we ought to do? You know what we ought to do? It may be smaller.
It looks like this.
I
Right
know.
now.
I'm just wondering if you put the picture, if you can split the screen.
When you put the screen in it earlier, it was super small for us. If
It
you
was
were,
small.
it was
Yeah.
smaller, yeah.
So
But
I
I
think
mean,
I think looking at those lessons, since it's a piece of paper that's in portrait mode, like letter mode, I think maybe doing the lesson in portrait mode.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so we're going to do the lesson in portrait mode since the papers are all in portrait mode too. But That's funny seeing you learning these things and you are growing and this is on a roll. It is, Sean. I certainly appreciate that, man. Um,
This is live, yes.
I appreciate y'all. Y'all are the ground floor. Y'all are be
Thank
the
you.
names that I remember. Um, that that.
Lexi, look, there's Lexi who's gonna help us out, send some more things out.
Oh, is it? That's cool. We were just telling them about you. She had an availability to help us mail things out, and man, we love every little nickel that it could because it cost us a good bit
It
to mail
was
out those Bibles,
a
and then you have
lot.
to go buy them. And so that was a big thing. And we do that with people that help us, and we certainly appreciate that. But one thing we'd like to do, and I know there's only just a couple of people in the room, well, there's 67 people, and that's actually a lot. You know, when I look around different
Yeah.
formats, how many people in this room are from Central Florida?
Everyone comment where you're watching us from right now.
I'm just curious if I went to a coffee shop and had a live broadcast and brought all of my Bibles and what have you to it and did a podcast on site, how many people would come to the Orlando
We got
Central
we got
area?
Washington, Texas,
Yeah.
Oklahoma, UK, Northwest Illinois,
Yeah.
Oregon, Indiana. At work. Randy's at work watching us.
All right. Now here's the thing.
South Africa, Athens.
All right. Put the Techno Tabernacle logo back up.
Tabernacle.
They told in the book of Jubilees, chapter 30, 32, somewhere around in there, the angel told Jacob, do not build this place. And it was because the tabernacle was supposed to be where it was supposed to be when it needed to be there. So for me to go and build this place or go into one place is not what this is. It's a digital thing. So it's not really how many people are going to go into this establishment and hey, I'm looking for everybody together. It's the fact that the tabernacle is broadcast out and that there's 70 people that are sending it to their friends. And if it was an arranged event and the people love, you know, when we have a targeted event, whenever we can turn around and have a lesson and a study guide and something you can print out, man. I mean, like there's hundreds of people that come in the room and watch those study guides. And it's things that I print out, they're all free, and we just love y'all participating. But it's the Techno Tabernacle, and we're going to just keep pumping that out and the screen out. So if we do show up in a place, it'd be great. And if anybody wants to uh, send us up, we got took up to Memphis last week,
Yeah, it
brought
was
us up to
awesome.
flew us up to Memphis,
Absolutely.
and we went live right there. And we certainly did appreciate all the hospitality that we experienced there, and the friendship and all that stuff that we had there. But we went live right there, and I would love to do that, man. I'd love to come to your church, and I'd love to teach a class and bring the lessons with me. And if y'all had a lesson or if y'all had a question and you said, my study group is studying the book of John and we're on chapter 9, and could you come visit us and help us on this Wednesday night? I'll Zoom in. We'll take the Zoom call. Y'all pop me up on a screen. I don't care if you're in Southwest Indiana, Kings Kid. Let's go. And what I'll do is I'll come on in Techno Tabernacle.
By the trumpet. Sorry. We'll have it ready for tonight so you guys can see this tonight.
Yeah. Well, we're trying, and it allows us to communicate with y'all, and we've got a pretty small setup, but we've got a pretty loud voice. I mean, I got what 750,000 people that follow me,
Yeah.
700 and something thousand people, and you know, I was just talking with somebody today and said, "Man, you got big quick," and I was like, "Going talking the truth, buddy, will just wear you out."
Central Florida, Tammy Kunelis.
All right, we're in Orlando, and
Texas
we're on the
Tech.
north part of Orlando. If you're looking at a clock like Orlando, we are at about 1 or 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
And that's what a voice was meant for preaching the word, Patriot Girl. I tell you what, it's captivating, and I really do. You know, people buy these podcast microphones, and I have my microphone adjusted. I did not adjust the microphone because I'm deaf, and two, I'm scared to touch anything like that. And I happened to just talk like a bullfrog, and they were like going, "Oh man, let us modulate your voice and put all the stuff in it." I'm like, "Oh no," and y'all didn't. Y'all didn't put anything on mine. Theirs has got it's got the bass and the reverb and stuff in it. And I'm just like going, I think we should maybe be more deaf. And but I appreciate y'all joining along. And as I read these things and comprehend them, I print them out and I print the study guides out and I put a bunch of pictures with them. So
Tammy is in Sorrento.
yeah, I would love that. Where? How close is Sorrento?
It's 20 minutes.
Oh, there you go. My church. This is my church, Craig. Craig.
We
Craig.
will be live tonight at 8 p.m.
We will, absolutely. We will be live tonight at 8 p.m. We are just stretching the legs. I've got so much to say. And they were just like going, hey, let's pull this first podcast off. Let's play with the cameras. And what we've been doing this for almost 2 hours.
2 hours, yeah.
But you've learned how much by just focusing between those screens. And it's really
We got 1, 2, 3, 4
there is, man.
screens
There's
up.
comments up here, there's screens over here, and we're able to give you, I think, a better product and a more quality product. And just remember that everything is printed on my link tree
Yep.
and downloaded on the YouTube so that you can go at your own pace. And AJ even took them and chopped all the nonsense out of them and made them more like an audio book. So it's just wonderful to have, my son in the room, Gigi, she's in the room, and that's my wife and, my faithful moderator. And y'all are on the ground floor with the trumpet. And here we are. And he says the meek will inherit the earth. I guarantee you, man, I got a big chunk coming, boy.
Twilight wants to know. Oh, everyone, go follow Gigi.
Do follow
Go
her.
follow her.
Yeah, she's going to go live. She's got a thing we're setting up with her now to do her like, oh, is it like a podcast or a
Yeah, she wants
section?
to do a like
New
ministry.
Testament. Yeah. She's got a
Follow
bunch of women
Gigi.
that follow and listen to her. My daughters are all like in their 30s, right at 30 years old. And
Oh wow, Light did a year membership. He
whoa,
did a yearly subscription with you.
man, thank you so much, man. I certainly appreciate it. I just found out that those stickers with those pictures of the old Bible, I just found out that they don't expand. So I'm going to give them to you and let you put them on a PDF. Oh, thank you so much, Sean. I certainly appreciate it. When I know it, you know what I do.
Nothing. I was just reading a comment. Um, Following her and your son too. Awesome. Thank you.
There you go.
Somebody asked you a question. Can you tell us about the red heifer?
The red heifer back in Moses's day, they slaughtered the red heifer and sprinkled the blood around the camp and all that stuff. And those dudes, they were consumed by the desert. They were the complainers that just whined and moaned the whole time Moses was walking around. And basically, the dudes that they had to walk around for 40 years to just get rid of that whole generation of nonsense. Um, and yet they live again. The same people that are, we do not believe in Jesus Christ, yet we believe in this whole ritual of you need to slaughter these red heifers and all this stuff. Trust me, bro. Um, y'all don't believe in Jesus Christ. Okay? It doesn't say in the New Testament, and get the cow ready. Anywhere. Not in any book. Doesn't say get the cow ready. It doesn't. So those dudes are over there and they're gonna build a third temple. They're on top of a mountain that used to have 180,000 people working in it simultaneously. And I can just tell you that the lunchroom for 180,000 people would be big enough to culminate your third temple by any means. The hallway that goes that 180,000 people can walk in daily, and they worked in there for 40 years, and you can dig a big, double big hole in the earth. So just know that there's probably all kinds of stuff. Solomon had one of the biggest infantries of men, horsebacks, and all that stuff, 4 stories in the ground, man.
Kate
Solomon
Nicole.
stables.
Kate
Kate
Nicole.
Nicole, yeah, she came on there. She's like, "What are you doing on here, donut?" All right, thank you so much, David. You trying, James Lutron? I did. I missay things all the time.
He does.
I'm
Sorry
listen.
about that.
If you're dyslexic, would you say dyslexic? I just have to know. Because I say things together, I put them together.
Well, we will be live tonight at 8 p.m. Please come join us. We'll be doing maybe we can give away a Bible again tonight.
I gotta go too. We're getting ready to do it. I'll see you tonight, Mr. Morris. Love the t-shirts. Love you. Love you. Love you. Yes, I was taking a nap. Kate Nicole, rise and shine. We were just getting ready to go off, so now that's what we do. All right, click it.
All right. I will see
Love
you
y'all.
guys tonight. Thank you for joining us.
8 o'clock.